More than 60 years after it was taken, a historic war photo has resurfaced. Many of you may recall Ernie Pyle, a famous World War II war correspondent with roots in Indiana.
Well, recently, a World War II veteran from Goshen discovered he had one of the only death photos of the icon, Ernie Pyle. News Center 16's Sarah Platt spoke with the owner of that photo today.
And Sarah Jones is now in the studio with more. Sarah?
Well, momentarily, 88-year-old Dick Strasser says he didn't realize he was holding such a historic artifact. Ernie Pyle was working from Strasser's naval ship shortly before he died in 1945. Strasser says Pyle's death photo was one of many old war photos that he's kept since returning home from the war. We want to warn you this historic photo might be a bit graphic for some.
This was the officers on our ship. Here I am, right?
Okay. As the years pass, the number of World War II veterans in our country is dwindling fast. And as they go, their stories and memories also go to the grave. While exchanging conversation and coffee with friends recently, Dick Strasser realized he had a photograph of the famous war journalist, Ernie Pyle, who happens to be from western Indiana.
Somehow the subject got on World War II, and Ernie, maybe it was Ernie Pyle, and I mentioned that I had this picture.
As the war ended and Strasser was released from his ship in Japan, he asked a friend in the photo lab for some war photographs.
And I left the ship and was handed this big manila envelope. I just said, anything interesting, just stick it in the envelope.
Among the photographs, Ernie Pyle's death photo. Pyle was a war correspondent for Scripps Howard newspapers, well respected among the troops he was covering.
He hit him pretty hard over there on the island, because he was right down there in the dirt with his elbow to elbow with the troops, which made him one of the guys, you know. So.
Pyle died in April 1945 on Aishima, a small island off Okinawa. The reporter was in a jeep with other officers when he was shot by enemy fire. As Strasser looks back on his years at war, he says he's glad his photo will now be a part of history for everyone to share.
I feel very fortunate that I'm here to be able to talk to you.
Well, so do we.
That was that.
And Pyle's name might be especially familiar to some Indiana University grads. IU School of Journalism building is named after the renowned reporter. A copy of this photo will now be placed in the new $435 million News Museum in Washington, and that is set to open later this year.
That is just amazing, Sarah. Now, do we know who the photographer of this resurrected photo was?
Well, reports show that Alexander Roberts actually took that photograph as he was being shot by enemy fire, and Roberts actually won a bronze medal for valor because of that.
Wow, another amazing piece of history.
Okay.